Alright, what's up guys? Today we are back with a new video. We are going over the U2 Festival and the best decks to play in it. Basically, it's every level under 5. Everything has to be under level 5. Plus, Link monsters are banned completely because they don't have a level, so none of them are level 5. But we'll take a look real quick at the loner decks. We've got, first of all, suships. Suships are great in every single festival. No difference here. It's also great in this. Great, easy loner deck to play. If you don't have a deck whatsoever, this would be a great one to play. We've also got Naturia, also another pretty decent deck to play. If you make Naturia Beast, it's pretty tough to get over. They give you 3 of them, so they really understand that. You can make a Naturia Beast and like a Herald of the Arclight, have like a Mole Cricket, you can have some pretty decent negates on your end board, Camellia. Like, there's some pretty decent stuff that you can certainly do with this deck. Pretty good loner deck there. And then we've also got this is like a rank 3 Meteoractor deck, which again is fairly decent. It's basically a rank 3 deck. Not a bad or shabby deck by any means. I'd say the best one, I don't know, they're all kind of like evenly matched. None of these decks are really that good or that bad. But let's get to the constructed decks. Before we get to that, would you like to make your Master Duel experience a whole lot better?
Are you ready to take your Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Play experience to a new level? The Untapped GG Companion is here for you. Use the deck tracker to know exactly what cards you have in your deck, and to go over any cards you aren't familiar with yet by hovering over them. It instantly updates when you draw a card, and automatically hides if you check your extra deck or graveyard. This is the perfect tool to help you master a new deck. The Untapped GG Companion also lets you import decks directly into the game in seconds. Copy any YDK or YDKE deck string, create a new deck in game, click the Start Auto Import button, and let us take the wheel. Once the duel is over, check your win rate on your personal stats page. Brag among your friends and share your decks so they can import them into the game too. Start your path to master today by downloading the Untapped GG Companion at ygom.untapped.gg.
Okay, let's start with our first deck. This deck actually kind of shocked me. This deck has not been legal in a festival since it's come out. I think the first festival it was in, it was legal, and then after that, Kyrie Shin has been either limited or banned in every single festival because it is an extremely oppressive card. It is very good. This deck is essentially a full power. You're missing the level 8 whale. That card is optional. You're missing some of the other like level 8s and level 7s. Like, you're missing Gamma Seal and stuff. All of that stuff is optional. You didn't have to play it. Yeah, those cards are totally optional. This deck is very consistent, very oppressive for what it does. It prevents your opponent from playing basically anything but a water deck. So if you run into any other deck on the ladder, it's going to be very difficult for your opponent to out this. As soon as you get this onto the board, you basically win the duel. Also, it's not particularly an expensive deck. This is all like this. You don't have to play any of this like at all. The only deck card you might want to play is Stealth Kraken, but you usually get that at Legacy tickets for free. Everyone's probably got one if you just played long enough. So these cards aren't even totally necessary. The only thing that's necessary is this is the only main deck you actually definitely need. Everything here is optional. This is optional, although you should probably have it if you're playing the game anyway. It's a staple. This is somewhat optional. This is the only card that's like that you need to play. Everything else completely and totally optional. It is easily one of the best decks, and I'm actually kind of shocked that it is even available on this, that it's even available here. Alright, next up is Sharks. Sharks are a very good rank 4 deck, but they're not just a rank 4 deck. They're actually extremely versatile, and you can actually use them additionally, not just as a rank 4 deck, but they can modulate their levels to make themselves rank 3s or rank 4s or rank 5s, and then you can make all types of different things. They modulate their own levels up and down, which is really cool. They have a very wide extra deck that you can have. You have tons of access to a ton of different things with their extra deck, and you can also, the things you don't have access to, you can actually cheat out for free with Bahamut Shark, which is kind of crazy because you already have access to all of this. And then on top of that, Bahamut Shark can additionally, from the extra deck, like basically not modulate levels but cheat things out. And you could use this card, which is very good, the Lee Virtue Dragon, which is a new card. You can do this. This lets you target a fish, destroy it, and destroy 2 cards your opponent. Like, very good thing that you can search on summon for free. It's like actually kind of crazy. Just a free search on summon on top of also searching for a fish, sea serpent, or aquamon. Like really great cards. One of the best rank 4 decks available to you in this particular challenge, because obviously you're limited to your options here, but this is just a very good deck for that. Next up is Mimigul. Mimigul is completely and totally, and this is actually shocking, Mimigul is completely unhit. There's nothing hit on this deck at all. This deck is at full power. And this deck is pretty damn good. Basically what it does is it sets monsters to your opponent's side of the field, or, you know, to your side of the field, but they're basically flip effect monsters. The cool thing that they can do is flip on your, you can put it on your opponent's side of the field and then activate their effects. And like Dragon, for example, you put on your opponent's field, 2 effects activate simultaneously, destroy all face-up monsters you control, and then give this card to your opponent. And then also lets you, the other card lets you draw and then discard. But like, it blows up on your opponent's side of the field, blows up all their monsters, and then comes back to you. Insane. Like I said, really crazy effects. They all have various like cool effects like that where they can flip on your opponent's side of the field and basically give you advantage. Also, triple tactics talents is absolutely absurd in this deck. Like, it really is, because your opponent is always activating a monster effect. You're giving them a monster which they are forced to activate. This card is essentially Pot of Greed, Change of Heart, and Forceful Sentry guaranteed every single time, because that is a part of what your deck does. It's actually kind of crazy. This card is unbelievable in this deck. But then you've got, of course, the giant suite of rank 1 monsters available to you. You also have this guy, Utopic Future, available to you, because you can easily make him. You just make any 2 rank 1 monsters, turn it into this, rank it up into this. These are both basically rank 0s. So rank 0 is under... technically, they're rank 1s. They're rank 1s, so they are under level 5, even though they're gigantic monsters, and you have total access to them, which is actually kind of crazy. But yeah, this is just another deck that's just, it's completely, totally unhit. It's shocking that it is completely and totally unhit, because it is already quite a strong deck, but to not have it hit and then have virtually every other deck that exists hit makes it even that much stronger. Also, you have the Summoning Curse. This card is also kind of crazy. If a monster is special summoned, the current controller of that monster banishes 1 card from their hand, so you can summon stuff to your opponent's field and then force them to banish stuff too. Kind of nice. But yeah, that's that. And then next we've got Goblins. Goblins is another deck that's kind of incredible. Another deck that is like sort of unhit. We've got a little Predaplant engine in here, because it basically gets to level 3s very easily. You summon Orphoscorpio. Orphoscorpio summons Darling Cobra. You can then use the Darling Cobra to search for Ultra Polymerization, fuse the 2 together, and then banish this from the graveyard. First of all, you get this, banish this from the graveyard, and then you get to summon both of them back to the field, and then you can make a rank 3 with them. So essentially, it's a pretty crazy 1-card. It is a 1-card combo. It's either Lonefire Blossom or Orphoscorpio. It's a pretty crazy 1-card combo that ends you on this monster for free, which also searches a Predaplant card. And then on top of that, it gets you 1 monster, it gets you a free monster, and basically a rank 3, which is actually kind of sick, because then you can use that to get into your not your Predaplant package. You can use it to get into your Goblin package, but also it just gives you, like I said, access to a free rank 3, and then on top of that, it recurs another Predaplant card. Also, you can get like Predapruning, which this card is basically like Premature Burial for Predaplants, which is, again, pretty good. But yeah, this deck is overall pretty good. It has access to rank 3s, which are actually some of the more powerful cards in this particular like challenge, the under 5 challenge. So I would definitely recommend this deck. It's very good if you are, especially if you already kind of have it sitting in the back burner. It is a very strong deck that you can access. Main deck wise, no URs. No UR. I know obviously like the staples are URs, but main deck wise, no URs. Extra deck wise, you have to craft this, and that's pretty much it. You have to craft 1 UR in the extra deck and nothing in the main deck. So it might actually be a pretty cool deck for you to try out. Okay, next up is Skull Servants. This is another deck. This is a little experimental. I actually kind of ran out of decks because this challenge actually is like sort of hard. Like, if you have any recommendations, definitely put it in the comment section down below, because it's actually not easy. This is Skull Servants. It's basically a bunch of level 1 monsters. When you get a ton of them to the graveyard, it beefs up King of the Skull Servant. He gains 1,000 for every one of these little guys being in the graveyard, and then you basically OTK. That's the idea of the deck. The deck is pretty cool, actually. Like I said, you just kind of fill up your graveyard over the course of a few turns, because there's no Grasslick Screener. You do have a small extra deck. The extra deck cards here don't really matter. I just threw in a bunch of extra deck cards that I thought kind of worked with the deck, but realistically, a lot of the ones that really help are gone, which are the Link monsters. But this deck is another one that's just kind of, it's a very fun deck, and because the ceiling of this challenge is so low, you might actually get away with just playing like you might be able to get away with playing this because again the ceiling is so low. The best deck might legitimately be Mimigul, which I don't think anyone has said in the history of time. That might actually be the best deck in the entire challenge. But yeah, these are the decks that are available. These are the 5 decks that I've come up with. If you have other decks that you can recommend for the challenge or for the festival, put them in the comment section down below, and thank you for watching.
La 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 la.